Hey guys, Fletcher Shryock here with Western Bass, talking about a new bait that Gary Yamamoto just come out with, the new hard bait line. This is the new lipless crankbait called the Midasu. This thing's a bad little dude. I like to throw the half ounce, the Midasu 75. This thing has a little bit different sound than some of the other lipless crankbaits. It's got more of a knock with a little bit of a rattle versus just a knocker or just the rattles. This thing sinks nose down, has a slight shimmy to it. That way when you do rip the bait free from the grass, this bait has that downward natural fall to it that's going to trigger them bites. I want to give you guys a few tips on how I like to fish a lipless crankbait. First off, my favorite time of year to throw it, honestly, is the springtime. Before the spawn, even during the spawn, you know, when the water's a little bit cooler, and in the fall. Those are the best 2 times of the year to catch them on it. But you can also catch them in the summer and the winter. I like to fish it around grass most of the time. Anywhere where I can find a grass flat, where I feel like the fish are there and I can trigger a reaction bite, I'm going to pick up a lipless crankbait and try to get that reaction bite out of them. But my tip for you is to pay very close attention to the cadence or the retrieve speed in which you're reeling this bait. I see a lot of guys just throwing lipless crankbaits out there and winding them back and not really paying much attention. A lot of times when I'm fishing in the grass, I want to make contact with the grass, actually getting this bait caught in the grass and ripping it free, and then less aggressive fish that are sitting there in that grass, what you're actually going to do is trigger a reaction bite with this bait. And it might not even be that. It might not be slow rolling and getting caught in the grass. It might be burning it across the top of the grass, or just constantly ripping it. You've got to constantly experiment with the retrieve, with the lipless crankbait, and figure out what those fish want that day or for that period of time, and what's going to trigger those bites, you know, even by the hour. So another key whenever you're ripping a bait and working these lipless crankbaits is I like to use a softer rod. That softer rod, I use an Abu Garcia Veritas winch 7.6 medium heavy cranking rod. It's the winch version. Which is softer than the traditional medium heavy. I want that softer tip, that way it doesn't tear these small treble hooks free from the fish's face, and I want to make constant contact when I'm ripping this lipless crankbait through the grass. I don't want too stiff of a rod where I lose contact with the bait. I want that rod to be a little bit softer so I don't lose contact, and whenever a fish does eat it, I can feel them bite it and set the hook into them. So I hope those lipless crankbait tips help you catch more fish this year.